one. But thank you, boys, for joining us on the Two Guys, One Slot podcast. We've got Slot Daddy. We've got Ramsey Slots. I'm not sure what we missed, but we can start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Slot Daddy SD, where are you from? How long you been slot streaming?
Yeah, man. So I started back in March of last year. So just a little bit over a year now. From San Diego. The original name of the page was like GB Jackpot Slots or something fucking stupid like that. And it was just, my name's Grant Beatrix, so it's just GB Jackpot Slots. And then my wife's friend was like, hey, you should change the name. It's not good at all. And I was like, all right, what should it be? And she's like, you should be Slot Daddy. And I was like, damn. And it was just catchy right off the bat. I'm not a father. Like, it was just cool. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, that's it. So I changed it to Slot Daddy. And the name was originally taken. So I made it Slot Daddy SD, because I'm from San Diego and because, you know, the first letters of Slot SD. So.
Nice. Ramsey, where are you from? How long have you been slotting?
So I own a house in Southern California. The Yamava is my local, but like I was mentioning earlier, I travel for a living, so I'm nationwide. I'm all over the place. You know, I'm gambling everywhere you could think of. You know.
Ramsey, what do you do
room now? It looks like, you know.
Yeah. So that's what I do. So basically, I'm general contractor. And we do is hotels. We renovate hotels nationwide, and I'm a senior superintendent, and I oversee these projects nationwide, basically. So a lot of times I find myself fairly close to these casinos as I'm running these construction sites, and in my spare time I go gamble. You know, so
you ever come close to Kansas? Anywhere around Wichita?
I've been to. I passed through Wichita. I've been to Indiana. Where else have I been? I think Indiana's probably the closest, I guess, maybe. Yeah.
So do you guys consider yourselves, because I would consider Bubba and I kind of a quote unquote team. So do you guys consider yourselves kind of a team, or how did your guys' connection come about?
I'll take that one.
Yeah,
So Ramsey started a little bit before me, and like any, you know, curious individual, I was pinging everyone. I didn't give a shit if you had 10 followers or 100,000 followers. I was DMing anybody and everybody that could give me advice and like help me out. Let me know, you know, show me the ropes, like what's going on and how do I do this? And I had a bunch of content that I had just filmed or pictures I had taken. So like, that's how I started the page with all that. But I reached out to Ramsey and him and another guy, D-Cross 707, they were the most responsive. They provide a lot of insight into, you know, what they do and how they do it. And so, you know, lo and behold, you know, start talking to them. And one day Ramsey's like, yo, man, I'm going to make a trip down to Southern California. I see you're at Harris all the time. Like, let's meet up. Let's link up. And, you know, that day, the first time we ever linked up, and now we don't live that close to each other. So it's not as often as probably we'd like, but we both travel. I went out to Arizona a lot while he's out there. And he comes down to SoCal all the time. But that first time we linked up, we had a $16,000 jackpot on Dragon Cash. And like after that, it was like, it's history, man. Every time we're together, like we went to Vegas together for the first time. We hit 9 hand pays and we ended the day on a $10,000 or $9,950 jackpot. Like every time we link up, it's fucking magic. And so for us, like, yeah, we're definitely a team. I would say, I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, Ramsey, but I would consider us like somewhat of a team for sure.
I agree with that. I mean, the first day we met up, we crushed it. And then every time after that, I mean, we just been killing it. So definitely try to link up as much as I can with Slot Daddy, especially when I'm in SoCal.
How often do you guys get to go to Vegas?
I think I'm in Vegas more often than Slot Daddy is. I try to go to Vegas once a month, once every other month. You know, because I live so close, right? Or I'm always traveling. So
where do you stay?
What's that?
Where do you like to stay in Vegas?
Oh, so well, I get comps everywhere. I stay at all the MGM properties, hanging out with Slot Daddy. You know, we play a lot at Harris, so I've kind of moved on up with the Caesars Rewards, so got comps there all the times now. Yeah, I finally became a Diamond Elite, so I'm getting close to the 7 stars up there with Slot Daddy. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant, what do you do other outside of slot, and do you do anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go as far as like my company. All this my daily casino trips at 3 p.m. But yeah, I'm in the semiconductor industry. I sell to a lot of government contractors and stuff. We make my company makes semiconductors. So again, I won't even go into the technology. It's a little bit confusing, but yeah. So I'm a technical sales guy. Other than that, my wife owns 2 restaurants, so we're busy with that as well. And then yeah, I'm doing the slot page, just having fun, man.
What's
What's your go-to platform? What do you guys prefer? Instagram, YouTube?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely not TikTok.
Yeah.
They're gonna kick us off now, but definitely not TikTok. Yeah, after the whole like slot gambling ban thing, like that was a bummer, man. Ramsey and I were growing so fast. Like both of us went from like 1,500 followers on TikTok to like over 20,000 in like a matter of months, just slot streaming, man, having fun. And so it was a real shame to see that go. So definitely not TikTok. Instagram, I think, is the easiest to grow on. I think with reels and good music paired with your videos, those things can skyrocket pretty quickly. And then YouTube is the toughest one, right? It's hard to get subs. It's a grind. But personally, I think from a picture perspective and from a viewership perspective, YouTube's the best. Having a stand, a tripod, stand and that horizontal view, I think that makes a difference in what people are seeing and how they can see what you're doing on the game. Sometimes with Instagram, you're just holding the phone, or even if you're on a tripod, it's a little bit further away, so you can get the whole machine in. And I don't think it makes for the best, view for the viewer. So yeah, it's a mixed bag for me, really. But I guess YouTube for the viewer, Instagram for me, because it's just easiest to grow.
Hey,
Ramsey,
Corey.
I was seeing of you. Have you been working hard on your Instagram? Is really powerful, and have you been trying to convert a lot of your followers or gaining some new followers on your YouTube?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I started my YouTube probably last October, and I didn't really push it. I just kind of had it there. I would upload a video here and there, and IG's always kind of been my go-to. It's kind of where I started. It's where I met a lot of the slot community, and like Slot Daddy was saying that TikTok was kind of the one that we were kind of pushing through, because we like you said, we were like at 1,000, 1,500 followers, then we skyrocketed over to 20K followers in a matter of like 2 months, and then they shut us down. So I'm just now trying to push my YouTube, and it's been about 3 months probably that I've been trying to push it really hard. I finally got the hours, and right now I'm monetized pending. So basically, I'm just waiting for them to say, "Hey, we validated you. You're ready to go." So
Good to go.
yeah, so hopefully by Saturday, I'm trying to get that done, because I'm trying to make a trip out of SoCal Yamava this weekend, and kind of do a slot meetup to celebrate that. But if I don't get the approval by then, I'll have to push it another week. But so
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
on the fence, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna come. I'm not gonna meet you at Yamava. Fuck that place.
And Slot Daddy, I saw that you just passed 7,500. Congrats on that. That's a big deal. I saw that I think I have about 8,500, I think maybe 1,000 more, but you have a shitload of views on your YouTube. And it seemed like one of them was based on, like, you had 1.2 million on a short where a lady was kind of freaking out on a machine. And
Yeah, she was doing like a rhythm to the music, and she was beating on the machine to the rhythm, and like you can hear it, and I'm kind of like singing along with it and like egging her on. She, she had actually, like, I turned the video off and she saw me. I edited it. Well, I didn't edit. I just cut the end of it out. But she was like, "Hey, please don't post that." And I was like, "You have to understand. Watch this with me. It's fucking hilarious. It's awesome." Like I wasn't making fun of her, just having fun at the casino. And actually, my buddy pointed it out to me, so I started recording it. She caught me, and then we talked about it. And she's like, "All right," because she's like, "My face isn't really that visible. so we're good. Like, go ahead and post it. So I got her permission. But I just thought it was hilarious. And actually it's sad because most of the comments are just hate, man. They're like, there's like over 1,000 comments on that video. It's got like 1.2 million views or something like that. And it's just all like just talking shit about her, which is kind of messed up. But yeah, man, that I think I attribute that video alone to a lot of my growth. If you look at your analytics, you can see who subscribes to from a short, and there's like over 1,000, maybe even 2,000 subs from that short alone.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing. You're always in search of that big viral video like that. I've on TikTok, I had a couple of videos that were 1 million, but it got removed. TikTok is weird. That's where both of us got our start, but it's weird. The funny thing about Ramses is when I started watching him, it was like incognito, like the camera was real low and you could kind of see it was like close to the chest. Do you just guys say fuck it and just go in and record, and then I guess what kind of trouble can you get into if you get caught or kicked out, or
Do they just kick you out, or do they say you're banned?
So 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you to stop. If you come back, like it's a local casino of yours, and Ramsey can add to this as well because he's had plenty of experiences. But for me, one specific experience was Viejas actually walked up to me, the general manager, had it live on her phone, and she goes, "Hey, you've been told before you're slot daddy, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And she's like, "Look, if it happens again, you're 86 for life. That's it. Like we've told you like 10 times now. So, don't go back to Viejas anymore because of that." And Barona's told me I've had to I started a live stream, got shut down, drove an hour to the next casino to finish it. Like just shit like that happens all the time. But yeah, we just wing it. We just go for it, man. We really don't give a shit. We're kind of assholes, but go ahead, Ramsey. You got your own stories.
So I guess like when I was in Arizona, they didn't allow filming. I try to go, ask permission. Is there anything we can fill out? And
at Talking Stick?
Yeah, well, just in general, anywhere out there, even at Talking Stick, they allowed me to film, but they just said I couldn't use a tripod. So I don't know if that was different for me than it was for you guys, but they approved the filming. I just couldn't use a tripod. So while I was there, and any of those casinos out there, basically all the Gilas, resorts and stuff, one of them welcomed it, and Wild Horse, they were assholes about it. They're just like, you got to stop filming. But yeah, again, we just go in there. They shut us down. I mean, since I've been out here in Northern California, I think it was at Sky River. They told me that I couldn't film, and I just ended the live and said, you know what, screw this. Waited about half an hour, fucking went live again. It's like
that had to be really good when the lady slot daddy pulled up and she had you live.
Yeah.
Just wait for the shit.
That's my first taste of fame, man. I was fucking pumped. I was like, damn, you got me.
She's like, is this you? And she's looking at it, and I go, I don't know. Is this you?
hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe. Oh God, that's so funny. So what kind of what advice would you give to somebody? What advice did you give him?
I pretty much was just super helpful with all his questions because when I first started this slot journey, like I was for months, I had like 10 followers. Nobody was following me. Nobody paid attention to me. And it wasn't until I started seeing these live streams, and I think it was D-Crosses and Fluffy 777's lives, where people started, mentioning my name, and then little by little, people followed me, right? So, I'm always willing to help out because I felt like I didn't really have that, when I first came in. It took me a while to kind of build. So any questions, super helpful. And then I'll always too, like, when there are a new channel, I try to, there's, whether they got like 1 or 100, if they comment on something on mine, I post them on my story. Hey, follow these guys, just to try to help them out as much as I can. So that's just kind of my thought process on all that. Yeah. So
what would you tell somebody, Slot Daddy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone, man. Some days the cost of trying to keep a channel going can get expensive. You go on a cold streak. From January to April, man, I fucking lost a lot of money. And it's because I wanted to keep content rolling, but I just couldn't win. Like there was no playback, there was no jackpots, like just cold, ice cold.
Well,
And so,
I felt you
you
there.
know, yeah, we've all been there. And so for me, it's like somebody needs to be aware that if this is something you're going to truly dedicate yourself to, like there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of time and a lot of cost. I mean, just gas money alone to the casinos can add up, right? And but on the upside, I always tell anyone that asks, like, hey, how did you get your Instagram to, how did you get over 10,000 followers on Instagram? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? Like, I'll always give as much helpful advice as I can, and then we could talk for hours about the different tactics and techniques, but specifically for Instagram, that's it, man. Just keep posting reels and do it consistently and without fail, you will see those followers start counting up.
Yeah, you were saying that YouTube was the hardest and Instagram was the easiest. I think Instagram for me has been the hardest for me to get followers, but I've been kind of copying what you guys have been doing, and like you just said, posting a whole bunch of reels and trying to do it daily at a certain time and with sort of fresh content and kind of going back and forth, and saw a couple hundred followers, but I still don't have a thousand on there. How many do you have on your Insta, Bubba?
I'm not at 1,000 yet, but I was going to ask you too on Insta. Do you have it hooked up where it plays them on Facebook as well?
I don't.
I could. I never share it because you can't do anything with that. We don't really focus on Facebook at all, either of us.
I don't.
It just because I had one that had like 208,000 views. It was a cash machine video. But I don't know if that's just strict how much of that's combined from because if you hook it up, it plays it on Instagram and then also on Facebook. So I'm not
Yeah, I'm
sure.
not sure how all that works. I mean, I'll say this, like a lot of YouTubers, like people that have like solid followings on YouTube they struggle with growing their Instagrams, and and honestly, from my perspective, what I see and what I don't like to see as like somebody that was following a lot of these pages before I started my own is like posting your thumbnails to Instagram and being like, go check out my YouTube video. That shit doesn't work, man. Like maybe it gets a few people to YouTube, but nobody wants to see that shit on Instagram. And like every time I see it, it's like I almost want to unfollow the person. Like this is so lame. Like I don't mean to be a dick. Sorry, just I'm being quite honest.
No, you're exactly right. I was doing that. We're trying new things. Been just trying and seeing what's working and what's not.
So we've kind of seen, and we started doing it in September, and you guys Grant, you were similar to that, and Ramsey's is a little bit longer. We've seen such a evolution in where slot streaming has come in just that almost a year's amount of time. With the banning of TikTok, with all the way to casinos banning you, all the way to MGM shutting it completely down and then doing a 180 and reversing it and letting people film once you film that out. What do you think like the future of slot streaming is, and where do you think it's headed?
Ramsey, go first, man. I got some thoughts, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like the key to keeping the streaming going and all that is for these casinos to get on board, because they make it real difficult for us to go in there and to film content. And not everybody's gonna be ballsy like me and Grant and go in there and be like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna film anyways. They're like, oh, we're not allowed to film, so they don't film, right? So there's gonna be a lot of that going on. And you're right, MGM, I used to film freely when I go to Vegas. And I was at MGM Grand not too long ago, and I was filming, and they were like, "Hey," and it was the first time, and I was like, "I can't film in here." They're like, "Nope." So I was like, "Wow." So there's Park MGM also. I was there not too long ago, and I used to love filming there, and they shut me down. I was like, "Shit," So I think that obviously there's still a lot of potential there, but I think that it's going to start slowing down if these casinos don't get on board to kind of help us out. And I know some of them do have like programs where we can enroll and get kind of approval, get the approval. But if they're far in that are like that, it's just like no filming at all. So. That's
Yeah,
my
the way I see it, I think what Ramsey's talking about is there's gonna be a revolution, and I think we'll all be here to witness it, right? I think eventually, and the way things are going, and the way that the viewership that a lot of slot streamers are gaining, casinos are going to have to get on board because, it's adapt or die at this point. And if you want that free marketing that we're providing, I mean, you got to look at the bigger pages, right? The big jackpots and NG slots and Lady Luck, BC slots. They're getting paid by casinos to come and do what they do. We, as the smaller guys, we're doing our shit for free, right? We're doing it, and eventually maybe we won't. I don't know. Who knows? But at the end of the day, casinos are going to have to get on board because that free marketing, that's the new method, right? Everything is going through social media these days. Companies that used to spend, $1 billion a year on marketing or whatever the fuck they spent, that was all directed on radio and print and and then television, right? And even when TV came around, they're like, no, we're not going to go there. And all these fucking casinos have Instagram pages. They all have TikToks. They all have YouTubes, right? Like, you go to Yamava and you film, Yamava will be the first person on your goddamn live stream and say, what up, welcome. And that's pretty dope. Like, I don't even like that casino, but that's pretty dope that they do that. They're on board. They get it. And they're a big casino. They're massive. So if they can do it, anyone else can. So I do see like the revolution's coming, and we're a part of it, and that's super cool.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think what does it hurt? I never understood the casinos trying to shut folks down. What does it hurt? First off, it brings people in, and you're going to say good things about the casino if that casino lets you film there, and it's free for them. They don't have to pay anything. Yeah.
And you're spending your money there.
Right. I think it's so backwards, and I hope that it changes, and I hope that platforms like YouTube don't go the way of what Twitch did or TikTok did, and I hope they continue to allow it. I don't see of them not doing that, but I just hope that it kind of goes that way. But
I think time I see
TikTok's so confused.
Those terms and conditions pop up from I think YouTube just changed their creator terms recently. I'm nervous, right? I mean, that's where we die, is when the platforms decide to turn against us, not the casinos. And I think eventually all casinos get on board, but as soon as we see these platforms begin to turn on us, like TikTok did, but hey, they're in fucking China. Who knows what they're doing over there? That's when the real problem arises.
Did you guys even attempt Clapper?
I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I guilty there. I did for a second.
I post some videos on there once in a while, but just trying to get followers, views, letting everyone know I'm live on YouTube.
No. Who are some of the bigger, that you mentioned a couple, but who are some of your, they don't have to be big. Who are some of your guys' favorite slot streamers to watch?
Same. It was NG and the Big Jackpot is kind of who I watched, early on. I mean, just when I started gambling, I was on the smaller market, $1.25, $2.50, $3.75s, $5, right? So I've seen, these bigger guys doing the bigger bets, and you see those bigger, so then I started kind of escalating a little bit, and trying to get a little bit up there. Obviously, I'm not betting no 125s, 250s, right? But I'm trying to, you see those guys doing it, you're like, damn, I want to be betting 250 one day. I want to be betting watch and that, maybe one day, who knows? But yeah, right now I'm just the medium guy that, mid-level bets, and but one of these days I can get, that's the goal, get up there, right?
That mid-level guy that just hits jackpot after jackpot on the Ramsey 15. That's my favorite bet.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm guilty of getting kind of roped into this by watching D Lucky, which I don't enjoy, the fact that that's part of my legacy. But the first time my friends all know that I love to go gamble, play slots, do whatever. I mean, I bet the ponies, I play blackjack, I play hold'em, I do all kinds of gambling activities. But one of my boys that I go to the racetracks with, he sent me D Lucky's videos, like, look at this guy doing fucking crazy bets, and I was like, holy shit. and I saw how many people were on his lives. I mean, I know most of his followers are bought and paid for, but he certainly, has a strong following nonetheless. And, I was like, damn, people are really into this. And I found myself getting excited when I would see like the notification, like D Lucky Slots is live. And I didn't follow anyone else at that time. I hadn't even like stepped into the slot community yet, or started expanding my knowledge of it and understanding that there's better people out there. And before I created my page, I actually unfollowed D Lucky because he was like always like scanning the camera over girls' asses and shit. And I just got super creeped out by it. And it's like, it's just not who I am. And I didn't like that. Like, it was really like just perverted, and it wasn't for me, but guilty that he's kind of the one that I first saw. Now, if I'm like scrolling through YouTube, I'll tune into anyone. Like, I love when the slot bandits bring that Gloria lady on, and she's betting like crazy big bets. She's hit like a bunch of like $1 million grands at Hard Rock Hollywood. So that's a lot of fun. A class act as far as I'm concerned. I remember she had like a meltdown once because somebody like wouldn't like she sat at a machine and some lady came over and started like bitching at her about taking her machine and all this shit, and it was live, and I felt so bad for her because like I would be like the same, because she's trying to be nice to everyone and like put on that persona, but like you saw like a real moment there from her, and I thought that was pretty cool because she's a kind person. If you reach out to Lady Luck HQ, she'll respond to you. I said, hey, you want to give me a follow? And she fucking followed me. Like, that's so cool. So like, I just, people like that.
I like their videos.
Yeah, and they're a lot of fun. She's super like positive most of the time, and Poppy. Like, I get super down in the dumps when I'm playing live and I start losing my ass. Like, I get bummed out, man. You can tell. Like, a lot of these guys are like, it's always fun. It's always fun. Like, this shit ain't fun, man. We're fucking dying out here.
It's a roller coaster. That's for damn sure.
I like how she always starts her video. Okay, you guys aren't going to believe this. Well, Lady Luck HQ, I am going to believe it because you're doing $150 a spin pools. But that's funny that you say that about D Lucky. I other than the weirdo angles that he pulls, but I am like intrigued by his whole thing. And I think a lot of the hate that he gets is because those folks didn't think of it themselves. I mean, man, could you imagine getting $1,800 to go play or show somebody and then just say again? I mean, it's a great idea, and he's a marketing. It's kind of like how people hate Jake Paul, but that dude's a marketing genius. He knows what he's doing. He may not be a real boxer in some people's eyes, but I think that's cool that you guys or you were watching that originally. That's funny. I think he's a fun
when I unfollowed him long before the whole Lucky, I actually ended up following him back a couple months ago because I was interested in that. I mean, look, he's making money off of people that should know better, so I can't fault him for that. I mean, if you think about it, just in sheer volume and numbers, he's got to be clearing, I would think in the tens of millions of per year right now in what he's doing. I mean, we only see a very small percentage of
we only see the wins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which has got to be a very small percentage.
What do you think? I was going to ask you, what do you think his win percentage is? 10% jackpot per one every 100 person gets a jackpot?
Well, I don't know that I can answer that because there's plenty of times where I hit a jackpot on a big bet and then lose it all in the same session, right? So he may show us videos of somebody that lost their ass, even though it looks like they won a bunch of money. So, you have to be cognizant of that as well. I would say the percentage of people that walk away with money in their pocket still, or more money than they brought, maybe 5 to 10%.
I was going to say 5. Yep.
I've actually met D Lucky several times in Vegas, and like he knows me. He'll say, "Hey, what's up, Ramsey?" I talk to him. Other than that creepy shit he does, he's all right guy. But I've actually been in the Cosmo where he's actually had multiple people coming in doing the experience, and like it's like loss after loss after loss after loss, and he's making money every time off these people. And but then here comes that one guy that's on that $100 wheel of fortune and he wins $5,000, so you get that percentage. But then here comes another 3-4 right after, and he's trying the top dollars, the pinballs and all that stuff. And because I've stayed at the Cosmo where I've been in the high limit room where I was there for like at least an hour gambling.
Security with him? Like, I mean, there has to be people that melt down after they lose.
Well, so the way it works is he has two. Well, it's mainly one guy that's with him all the time. It's the same guy that I always see, but every now and then he'll have two guys, right? And basically, while he's standing there handheld, no tripod. He's filming the guy, talking to him, doing his thing, and the other guy is kind of with his back turned, facing us here, making sure probably doesn't get punched from behind, or nobody comes out and tries to rob the guy, just whatever. So yeah, it's and the guy that's with him is not even that big. He's smaller than me, and it's like, this is your bouncer, dude. But he does all, like I said, he has a couple guys. I mean, who knows? That guy might know some secret shit. I have no fucking clue.
Hamster stuff.
Yeah.
I saw him back in April when he was filming at the El Cortez. The El Cortez is an old school hotel downtown, and it was
Is that where you can do table games now?
Yeah, he was filming. I think he was filming blackjack or getting set up, and he had a badass Ferrari that he pulled up in right when. I always feel bad for the guy or the gal that pays the $1,800 and then they get like a $1,600 jackpot.
And they have to pay a percentage to him.
Yeah, that's funny.
So the percentage was how he started. There was no fee. The funny thing is, I told my wife last year, like, I want to go and gamble in Vegas, and I want to see if I can run into this fucking guy like Ramsey did. And Ramsey had run into him like a few weeks prior to me telling my wife this, and I said, let's do it for my birthday in October. And this is right around the time I unfollowed him. But this is right before he threw up this whole experience package. The first posted. Initial experience was that you could bring $1,000 to $5,000. It was free, and you just had to give him 25% of your winnings. Now you keep 100% of your winnings. So if you go on his website and check it out now, you just pay the fee. You don't have to give him anything. But he does sit there and hover over you and tell you to tip his security and tip the fucking lady that pays you, or dude that pays you. Like, he's weird about it. He's weird about money for sure. But like, you don't have to give him a percentage of the jackpot anymore.
Okay.
There must have been.
No, I was gonna say when he first started, wasn't he selling like the package, like the trips or the tricks and tips? I
think he still does that shit.
You get an email with try 10 bets on $5 denom 5 times, and then drop it down to $2 denom. So he has kind of like a method in his head that he uses, and that's from when he first started selling stuff. I think that's what he was originally selling before he did these experiences. He was doing the trick.
Ramsey, you have a little bit of a method. Do you want to explain a little bit of your Dragon Cash method on trying to get the fireball orb bonus?
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. Basically, what I do is I play the game, and if there's too many dead spins, and when I say dead spins, basically when I don't see no bonus symbols at all, whether it's a free game or any orbs. I get too many of that. I don't change games. I'll change the denom, right? And if I get enough, like we were speaking earlier, if say I'm doing a $15 spin, right, and then I get 5 orbs, the five ball tees, and then the next one comes and I get a couple free games, and then the third one comes on and I get whatever, just more than one orb, and if I get in this line orbs and then this line, I call it. I always say, okay, I'll jump the bet. So what I do is I'll jump the bet for about 4 to 5 spins maximum, and then I drop the bet back down. Because I feel like if I'm going to jump the bet, I'm going to catch it within those 4 or 5. And if I don't catch it, then I drop back down. And that's just how I do the whole time that I'm gambling. And you'll be surprised. I've caught that bonus on a bigger bet many, many times and caught many, many hand pays. And that's worked very well for me.
What's the biggest bet you've ever done, like in a session?
So my biggest bet that I've done, and not live, but I have, like when I go to Vegas, I get a little crazy, is 125. is kind of where I've gone, and I've played $125 spins. I've done $100 Wheel of Fortune. And I still haven't got that freaking bonus on that $100 Wheel of Fortune. I'm gonna get it one of these days.
We've
Anything on like the
done
old school
$200.
machines?
Was that?
Anything on the old school machines, or is it all like Dragon Cash, Lightning Links?
No, I've tried the pinball, $50 pinball, 70. Actually, me and Slot Daddy, we hit a great bonus, and we were over at Yamava, and we were doing $75 bets on top. Was it top dollar or pinball? Top dollar, I think. And we got it like on the third spin, and then we got it back to back, kind of like a spin or two later on $75 bets. So yeah, I try the pinballs, the top dollars, and we get a little crazy with it at times.
We did the $100 denom 2 credit pinball or top dollar, one of the two at Caesars, remember? So that was a $200 bet.
Yeah, $200 bet. Yeah.
The biggest bet I ever did was $500 at Atlantis in the Bahamas, and I fucking did one spin and got like something that gave me exactly $500 back, and I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit. That was scary. Cash out. I'm out.
Do you guys remember when you were doing those like $100 spins on top dollar or $200? How many spins did it take you to get to the bonus? Do you remember?
We didn't get a bonus.
On the $75 bet we did.
Okay. Was it pretty quick, or did you have to?
I think it was like our third spin.
That's good.
So we walk up to the machine, and I'm like, hey, I think it was like 150 each or 300 each. And he's like, fuck it, come on. Couple spins in, boom, we got it.
Nice.
So yeah, that day was crazy. Like Ramsey was literally like walking by all these old school like pinballs and shit, and the new pinballs. And anytime he saw like it was just on a bonus, or like the pinball or the top dollar symbol was showing, he's like, let's play that one. And we throw a couple $100 in, hit it, and like I think we got like 4 hand pays doing that, and we didn't really lose at all. Like even on Wheel of Fortune, the wheel was showing when we went and played the wheel, and we fucking hit it like 2 bets later. And that was cool, but then I walked away. We hit one. The first one we hit was the top dollar on those $75 spins, and I walked away, and I just hear him call me, "Hey, I did the backup spin." He was back in the fucking top dollar bonus.
So, do you guys believe in backup spins?
Oh yeah, of course, 100%.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm sitting there and I see a guy like hit a bonus and then he stands up, he just hits cash out and walks right away. I usually try and sit down and.
Oh yeah.
All right, we don't want to take up too much more of your time. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Are there anybody that you want to say that you absolutely cannot stand watching slot streaming?
You don't have to comment.
But I'll think about it. You go ahead, Slot Daddy. I don't know if there's anything.
Like, who drives you nuts? Not necessarily their personality, but God, this guy drives me nuts because he bets $700 or 75 cents. Is there any of those guys that you just are like, but you watch?
Yeah, I find myself not tuning into a lot of slot streamers recently. Like, some of it gets to me.
Yeah, you don't have to say names, but what bugs you about the when?
So there's a few things. When people drink and stream, it's not a good combination. I don't like it. Ramsey's guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I've heard myself after streaming while drinking it. Like, it was a late night. Like I did it like 3 a.m. and I had way too many drinks, and I just sounded like a complete asshole. Ramsey did it on his birthday. He was fucking faded, but his was good fun. Like, it wasn't that bad. He didn't sound like an asshole, but he was all over the place. Like, you couldn't really see the slot machine. Other people.
Can we go back and rewatch this live?
I think it's still there. Yeah. There's other people that I just turn off because it's like, you're just drunk. It's like, it's not fun. You're slurring, or there's people around you and you're like fucking around with them. It's like, you're there to like do something for the viewers. I don't know. It's I know it's for us too, but like not really. Like, the way I see it, like if they can't see the screen well, if I'm moving all over the place, jumping around, if I'm just talking to other people, not hitting the button, like that's not fun for me. Like that's not fun for the person watching. So that's like probably my biggest pet peeve, is just like having too many drinks. Like, it's all in good fun. Like, have your drinks, do whatever, but like just don't do it all wasted. That's weird.
I go back and watch some of my original TikTok lives and are like, holy fuck, hold the camera steady, you dumb fuck. Now that we're able to use the tripod, we're just so spoiled. And
That was tough though. That
it
was
was
tough.
very tough.
I think we all got pretty good at it at home.
I mean, if you watch any of Ramsey Slots videos, they're amazing because the dude's not holding a tripod. So it's hard to do. And you have so much shit going on. It's just good. All right. One final question for me. What do you guys do when you're not slotting and working?
Fuck, that's basically life right there. Yeah, I try to do some things, family things. I got kids, so I try to go home as because I'm away, so I try to go home as much as I can. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I try to do. If I can make it home, I'll go spend time with the kids. If not, then I'm at the casino or working. That's pretty much my life. I mean, to be honest with you.
Ramsey, I've been seeing you doing those push-up challenges. You're not sleeping on any push-ups. I see that.
Yeah, so yeah, recently, I mean, I think I kind of fell off for a little while. I kind of got a little out of shape, but lately I've been kind of motivated, got back in the gym, starting to work out every day now. So I'm trying to get back into it. So yeah, definitely work on myself and hit the gym as much as I can lately. Not all the time though, just lately.
Grant, what do you like to do when you're not?
Yeah, so I'm in a precarious predicament where my wife is gone from the house from like 9 or 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night most days, and she definitely works like 6 to 7 days a week. Most weeks it's 7. So I'm fortunate in the fact that I have a lot of leeway to be at the casino quite a bit, and there's really there's no blowback on that at all. So, but Ramsey knows like the minute that I hear my wife's going to be home from work, if she's coming home early or if she is home, I don't go anywhere. Like I just want to spend time with my wife. That's like the most important thing to me. So gambling's fun, but spending time with my family is a lot more fun to me. So that's probably what I do. And, like I said, it's great that I get the freedom that I have to just do whatever I want during the hours that she's at work. But like the minute I get, like, she'll text me like, hey, I'm leaving work, and it doesn't matter if I'm in a fucking bonus, like I'll close up shop. It's time to go. So. Or she does not give a fuck. She's awesome, but it's just my personal preference. I'd rather be spending time with my family.
Do you guys have any final questions, Bubba?
No, I just want to say though, thanks for coming on, guys. If we're ever out in Arizona or we meet up in Vegas, we're definitely gonna have to do a group poll. Everyone out here watching, make sure you're following these two on. I recommend Instagram. That's where they go live a lot. Follow their YouTubes, follow their TikToks, go follow all their social medias. They're very fun to watch. They put out great entertainment. Very, very fun to watch play slots. So
I also have to apologize on our little promo thing, Ramsey. I forgot one of the S's. So it's RAMSEYS slots. So it's Ramsey Slots. And then it is Slot Daddy SD on all platforms. So guys, I greatly appreciate how patient you were with a couple of dumbasses trying to do something. But thank you guys so much for coming on.
Before we end, we didn't really get to know much about you guys. I don't know if you mind telling us, taking an extra couple minutes, but like, how did you guys link up? Have you known each other for a long time? Like, how did this all happen? Did you plan on living 5 minutes away from each other, or did that happen? Did that happenstance? Like, what is this? And are you in the same room right now?
No, well, not now. We were. He
Okay.
lives 5 minutes from me. Life 35-year friends, 30-year friends. He's about 7 years younger than me. I was roommates with his older brother. Just good buds. And
he started doing this. A little before October. I had a rough at it. My son passed away from cancer June 2022. So and I would go to the casino with him, and I just at first I started out as his cameraman. then I got promoted. You know, I started playing, and I started my channel about early November, something like that, and it's been a great distraction, and it just keeps growing. So it's been a good time.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Bubba. Honestly, this breaks my heart, man.
Yeah,
But
he's
the rest of the story's awesome other than that.
yeah,
That's Bubba. Bubba's my son.
yeah,
That's
Oh, okay.
so.
yeah. That's
Where
how the
it came from.
whole deal started. So yeah, we just kind of wanted a distraction for him to get, just his mind off some things. And he just recently started a exterior landscaping business. So he's been busy doing that. So any chance that we can get down to the casino and get away from everything, it's been a pretty fun thing. And we're planning a trip out for his birthday in December in Vegas. So if you guys are the 12th, around the 12th through the 15th, I think we'll be out there a little bit after that. But like he said, we for sure need to link up and do
Come on out.
some people.
Like I said, just let me know. I'm only a few hours away from Vegas. I'm always trying to go to Vegas. Give me a reason to go to Vegas, I'll be there. Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll let you know when we're going to be there. Come on out, guys. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And if you guys are ever in SoCal, like the hospitality will extend, like anytime anybody comes out, we'll try to get them hotel rooms. Between Ramsey and I, we can probably get you guys hotel rooms at any casino in Southern California. And we'd be happy to host you guys, take care of you, and fucking run something, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, the claim to Wichita's fame is our casino has the largest Hampton Inn. So when Ramsey comes to remodel this Hampton Inn, he'll be here a while. It's the largest in the world. So thank you so much, guys.
Man. It's not off the table. We'll come to Wichita.
Thank you of us getting started, but I greatly appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you. We'll see you.
Later, guys.
Peace.